Will Goku answer the call? Will our gang be one person down? Is the Breakfast Club in danger once more? Well, it certainly sounds like a very interesting 60s cartoon show now, doesn't it? Hey guys, MasakoX here. Now, this story has been one of those outings that has garnered quite an interesting following. It may not be the most well-known story in the docket, but when it comes to you out there actually watching it, you are always very keen to see what happens next, as am I actually. It's one of those stories that you think will be easy, just change the physiology, raise their cute factor a bit, make them wayfish and doting, and reduce their attire level for some reason, you can call it a day and off down the pub. It's not as easy as that. And yet, it is actually easy. The best characters are models which work no matter what they identify as. They just so happen to be that. In terms of a character, it's all about their personality, and their actions, and how they interact with those around them. So today, we want to see if there are any differences whether Goku was born female instead of what we are accustomed to. For the most part, there isn't much variation in female Goku and male Goku. They are still the same fun-loving, carefree guy and girl. They're just as fun-loving, carefree, as well as a little clueless at times to the deeper machinations of human society. They are also both the strongest in their friendship group, but the differences start to change a little bit when it comes to social skills. With Bulma taking more to the female Goku since, they're both girls, she felt more comfortable to bond with her and take her under her wing to show her the ropes of West City, and thusly, our Goku here understood how friendships worked more and became more interactive with the likes of Bulma, Yamcha, Tenshinhan, Krillin, Chi-Chi, all that lot. Their team known as the Breakfast Club of Combat. It was even more cohesive than the original show, and led to a lot of things becoming much easier with Goku's need to fight one-on-one being massively reduced. But then again, things do still change, and that did happen when Goku found out about her Saiyan heritage. You could check out more by recapping as well as repping the Combat Club at masako.cc/store with the shirt, hoodie and whatnot, where the kanji stands for breakfast. And I think that we can all get behind a little breakfast. In the last part, Goku and Krillin had their first proper date, which didn't get off to a good start, but thanks to a good heart-to-heart from the little guy, things did get sorted out, and the pair of them fully understood how each other ticked, which will make things much less awkward going forward between them. When it comes to partners, Goku feels it's important to be with someone who she considers her best friend, and has fun spending time with. That's pretty much one of the major factors of any relationship actually. It's just with Goku, that's the top answer. It's a good thing that things cleared up between them because then King Cold arrived to enact his revenge for his son's troublesome time on Namek. Cold's power was mighty, and had it not been for the arrival of a strange girl from the future rocking a very neat leather jacket, things might have gone badly for our club. Even with Goku's Super Saiyan transformation behind them. Armed with this future lass's knowledge, the gang are steadfast in training harder than ever, and ensuring that Kaioken is something that they can really focus on, and show that these imitators of Kaioken are nothing. Well, looks like Chi-Chi might be forgiven for her earlier Kaioken stunt then. The training begins with Goku and Krillin spending more and more time together after their initial dates. Instead of having the typical kind of romantic social encounters, Goku simply asked her now boyfriend to just chill out with her at her Mount Paozu pad, which had been renovated and upgraded thanks to Bulma a while back. And this wasn't wholly out of kind from the engineer, but it was simply because she couldn't take the idea of her friend living in what was effectively a hut in the middle of a field any longer. That would not do for the strongest fighter on Earth. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nothing lavish, it's just something akin to what Goku has in the original story. Only less homely looking and a little more capsule corpy like in aesthetic. Either way, these dates of Goku are quite casual. The Breakfast Club felt a little hard done by still, that's still the same. They thought they'd gotten past all that worry of Goku finding someone better, but they actually hadn't. It was even one of their own she was favouring over them. They tried to put it past them since the Earth was a higher priority than petty squabbles socially, but it did play on their minds still when sparring didn't distract them. Chi-Chi was feeling it the most and was trying the most to hide it away. After all, it was her jealousy in the first place that made things harder for them on Namek. Nobody had actually said anything more to her about that, but she could tell that that incident is something on the others' minds. For now though, training did continue, and the Kaioken barriers kept on breaking. What helped distract their resentment is the return of Piccolo. He had skulked around the scene for a while now and found out about the androids. Now he was fully recovered, his arrival surprised the others, but thanks to his relative small gains to theirs, they felt that they held all the cards here in any negotiations. They weren't worried of him overwhelming them. But Piccolo is over all of that. He had spent plenty of time meditating while the others were on Namek.
I had time to think. What I thought was that it was just time to get on with things. Just keeping this dirtball in one piece. This doesn't mean we're friends though. I ain't joining your stupid club. We just happen to have common goals. That's all.
Tenshinhan nods and accepts these terms. But I'm just feeling a little bit sore about the stupid club remark. Okay, at least they now have a distraction whilst the lovebirds got on with things, and got on with things they did. 18 months after the future girl came to deliver her message, Goku was busy delivering something of her own. She and Krillin were about to have their first child. Yes, I know you were wanting this, and it did happen one day, when Goku felt particularly close to Krillin and asked him to share her bed one cold winter night. The central heating was bust, and so Krillin had to improvise. From that night on, they only needed one bed. Goku never really understood intimacy, you see, but she soon realized that it was merely that very rare event where simple friendship takes on another meaning. It meant a kindred bond, akin to family, but yet different, since both parties were on the same adventure. It felt really nice, and Goku felt very relieved to finally somewhat understand what Bulma was going on about. What she wasn't relieved about was pregnancy. It really hindered training, but nonetheless, she did try her best to spar, despite Krillin obviously taking it easy. And needless to say, Goku didn't take too kindly to him holding back like this. Arguments ensued. But hey, she could at least meditate and train in her mind, as well as refining the procedure of going Super Saiyan. One night, when Goku couldn't sleep, heavily pregnant, she took herself outside and calmly sat out on the grass and practiced a little bit of meditation to pass the time. But this was different. Things now felt so serene and perfect that, without even thinking, she powered up to Super Saiyan, lighting up the ground around her. Now, this woke Krillin up naturally because of the energy being put out, bounding out to feel the power, and he witnessed the sight. Goku's hair calmly billowing in the breeze like a candle. She looked so peaceful for the first time in months, despite the angry power on display. He felt confident now, in this moment, that these androids would be no problem. But then another problem arose, and waters broke. After a mad dash to hospital and some quickly gathered senzu beans, Goku and Krillin had now welcomed their firstborn into the world. A girl! They tried to figure out what to name her, and Goku came up with the idea of Kuroda. Why Kuroda? Well, for multiple reasons. First, it sounds a bit like Kurodin, so that's one. Second, it translates to black rice paddy, so a little indirect allusion to Grandpa Gohan there. And also, it's a type of Japanese carrot, so it works on 3 levels. Not long after that, though, Bulma found out that she was pregnant too, with what would become Trunks, but this Trunks would be with Yamcha instead of Vegeta, because Vegeta isn't here, remember? Now this Trunks is the same age as his original counterpart, and as he's a baby, he doesn't really play much of a role in the story for now. With the arrival of Kuroda, you would think that this would cement the bad feelings with the club, but actually, it did the opposite. It sort of healed things. It turns out what was really worrying the club was that this bond between Goku and Krillin wouldn't last. It was a flash in the pan, and if it didn't work out, things would be irreparably damaged between them. With the arrival of the baby, though, it resolved things, as the love Krillin and Goku had now built was strong. It was built on strong foundations, so that took care of that. Now back up to prime fitness, the club resumed training together, with each of them taking turns looking after Kuroda, with even Piccolo taking a turn every now and then. Not sure what to do, but he picked it up over time from watching the others. It was just another form of training in his mind. Then one day, Bulma rushed to the gang training and reported a distress call from a distant planet. Instinctively, the gang react, thinking that they need to go and help them. If the call knew about the club, they would need their assistance. Just before Goku led the charge, Kuroda, started to violently cry and kick up a storm, which was unusual. Krillin was curious as to why she just suddenly burst out like this. I mean, she was fine before. She had been fed, she was comfortable, what was going on? Then it hit him. Wait, was she trying to tell them something?
Don't answer it.
Everyone turns to Piccolo, shocked.
What? Leave these people to suffer? Why am I not surprised that you would say something like that?
Yamcha scoffs at the Namekian.
It's that cult, Goku. The one that tricked you into leaving Earth, and us defenseless against the androids. Like I said, don't answer it.
Goku remembers the future girl's warning then, but it was still hard to ignore a call for help like that. She sighs.
All right, I won't go. Thank you, Piccolo. I guess you've gotten soft being around us.
The Green Man balks at that and just looks away.
What drivel. I don't want some overpowered droids taking advantage of us, that's all.
Everyone knew his real opinion, but chose not to rub it in right now. With Goku staying on Earth, the gang continued to train, and Kuroda became increasingly focused on the quick movements, and even tried to mimic the moves in a play style, not actual training, because remember, she's just a baby. Then, the day came. With Kuroda taken to Kame House for protection, the gang arrive at the island where the androids strike, and sure enough, they do. The two droids, known as 19 and 20, 20 looking like Dr. Gero, begin to blow the place up to draw out Goku's attention, and they succeeded. Goku confronts the pair of them alone, and looks quite confident.
I know what you tried to do, Doctor. If you think I would fall for a trick like that, you're wrong. Dead wrong.
Gero looks angry and says nothing.
If you want to fight me, then let's take it somewhere else. I'll give you what you want, just not here, where others could get hurt.
The Doctor still says nothing. 19 is getting into a battle stance. They're not going anywhere. Goku curses under her breath. Looks like she has to take the initiative and flee. In one go, she quickly flies away from the island, and thankfully, the two androids do follow. The gang are confused as to why Goku's running away like this, but then Chi-Chi recognizes what she's up to.
Let's go! Goku's leading them away!
With that, the gang charge after them. Now in a clearing, the fight proper begins with 19 stepping forward. Goku then powers up to Super Saiyan and proceeds to dominate the fight. Gero has still not said a single word throughout all of this. He is seething. He didn't want to fight right here and now with Goku still on the planet. He wanted to wait, because with Goku not listening to the fake distress call, they were on the back foot. But his other experiments were still not ready, and not for a long time, so he had to do something to surprise them maybe, get the upper hand, buy some time, but even that failed. This was now just damage limitation, but the only limitation right now going on was 19's prospects. He had managed to grapple Goku's arms and start to drain her energy, but she quickly felt this happening and chose to give the bot exactly what he wanted. With a surge of ki, energy flowed into 19 so fast that it couldn't keep up with the flow, with a blast of Super Kaioken for just a 1 second. It may have only been for that long, but it was enough to cause 19's arms to explode. It wasn't ideal, but Goku was free, albeit now very low on energy. It was risky. The club step in and charge up to Kaioken and finish off 19, now literally disarmed. Gero is doing his best to stay stoic, but is failing.
You are ruining everything! Everything that I have planned!
Goku is munching on a sensu bean from Krillin, and once rejuvenated, she replies,
It's over, Doctor. Give up now, and we might let you go. Or do I have to be more direct?
The Doctor once again resumes his mute stance. That's all they're gonna get out of him, before aiming a blast at the group, which is enough to surprise them, and he runs away back to his lab. By the time the dust clears, Gero is gone, and there is no sign of where he went. No energy trace, nothing. As the group curse their bad luck, Bulma arrives with baby Trunks and asks what went down. She then drops Gero's secret lab near North City's Chestnut, and the gang hatch a plan. But then, another guest drops in. The girl from the future has returned! A time machine appears in the sky and lands right next to them. She flies out of the ship and lands near them.
Goku! You're still here! Ah, everything's gonna be fine after all.
She spots the leftovers of Android 19 and looks weirded out. What's that? Krillin says that that's what's left of one of the androids. We took care of that one! No need to worry there, girl!
No, that's not what they looked like in my time. The clothes are all different. That's not the same android I fought. Something's wrong.
The gang are dumbstruck. More androids? Goku, though, isn't so worried.
It doesn't matter. Dr. Gero is on the back foot. We massively outnumber him now and can take him down, especially since we know where he's going. Also, I'm still here. And now you're here to help, sorry, I didn't get your name.
The girl blinks and then remembers that, oh yeah, she never did say her name.
Oh, right. Sorry. I didn't say because of the seriousness of our last meeting. My name's Kuroda.
Oh. And that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now. So what do you guys think? How will this new revelation go down? Will this Kuroda realize that Penny is well and truly dropped? Leave a comment below and let's get this discussion going. And I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later!